Hey, how's it going? Today I'm going to be talking about deep learning and what that is. Deep learning is a subfield of artificial intelligence and machine learning that focuses on training artificial neural networks to perform tasks that typically require human intelligence. Let that sink in, right? Either way. Perhaps data processing, right? How fast your engine or model that can be trained and how much potentially energy that would require to train all the models of that. And how much access to a lot of data would that model would require? Who is selling that data in the first place? Either way. So there's different ways. So well, I'll try to cover a number of videos since I'm very interested in that. So if anything, that would be outsourcing some of the potentially manual labor tasks to software, if anything, any takeaways and potential ways how to do it. How to do it, that would be one of the ways of deep learning. That would be one of the many ways how you can do it. Hope everyone understands. Understand. Wow, still very difficult. But either way, if I will be constantly repeating, tackling the same subject from different angles, perhaps more people would begin understanding what I'm talking about. But either way, it is inspired by the structure and functions of human brain and has been highly successful in a wide range of applications, including image and speech recognition, natural language processing, and many other domains. If anything, I'm constantly looking for who can voice some of the audiobooks that books that I have released, as well as I'm looking to voice those books. And I prefer to get it done by software. So some of the people prefer to get it done by person, especially if it's done very high level professional people out there have reached out to those people. No, usually by the word count and can cost a lot of money. Where software we could potentially be done by a press of the button. Why some of the top technology companies where I can publish some of the audiobooks are required for all the books to be voiced by people. That's part of the requirements. Perhaps later on, this is what's happening with the framework where most of the people are operating right now. They require to hire people to get it done by people, right? Where it could potentially be outsourced to software. So I don't know what's happening there and how those tech companies can put that into requirements where most of operations and something where they actually are looking to. So that's that's my takeaways, I guess. Key characteristics and concepts associated with deep learning include neural networks. Deep learning models are built using neural networks, which are composed of layers of interconnected nodes, artificial neurons. There's a lot of ground to cover, basically. Do you understand most of the things I think? But it's worth making it clear, I guess, to all the people who are watching this video. Yeah. These networks can be quite deep, hence the term deep learning. Deep layers. Deep learning models often have multiple hidden layers between the input and output layers, allowing them to capture complex patterns and futures of data. I mean, I understand a lot of value in that, but if anything, we're currently discussing how deep learning works, right, and how it can be organized, and some of the models can be trained. And even right now, if you looking to outsource some of the within your website or what case might be, most of the people, I believe, if you're having a business, you most likely have a website, right? So if anything, any takeaways would be some of the examples how you can train PA personal assistants, right? Whatever case might be, if you're running your own business and you need personal assistant, as well as if you're running a website and you need customer service. One, two, I would say two different examples where you can take in some of the AI, artificial learning and deep learning and models based on that large pieces of data, how you train those to work better or guide you or support you when it comes to taking notes or assisting with the customer service. Feature learning. One of the primary advantages of deep learning is the ability to automatically learn relevant features from raw data. I think all the data has been classified in three different containers, but in this particular instance, one of the most complex container would be raw data container. This feature learning is critical for tasks like image and speech recognition. Supervised learning, deep learning is commonly used supervised learning scenarios where the model is trained on labeled data. So we're discussing not necessarily raw data, but labeled data, right? So a different container. Input-output pairs to make predictions on classifications. Unsupervised learning. Deep learning can also be applied to unsupervised learning tasks when the model learns to find patterns and structures in the data without explicit labels. Examples include clustering and dimensionality reduction. Black propagation. Deep learning models are trained using black propagation and gradient based optimization technique that adjusts the model's parameters to minimize the difference between predicted and actual outputs. Again, especially when we're talking about image recognition, that's something that a lot of models are looking to improve on. I have done some research in trying to understand where some of those AI models are right now with the image recognition. Sometimes they're performing well, but sometimes they're even recognizing apples in the picture. They would be able to count the apples and they will be able to understand where the apples are. But if those apples were divided, so some of the obstacles not necessarily would be the AI might be able to predict, but not necessarily would be able to tell how they came up to this conclusion, as well as instead of predicting, better off if they would be able to count it in the first place. Conventional neural networks. CNNs are a type of deep neural network designed for processing grid-like data such as images and videos. They use convolutionary layers to automatically learn spatial hierarchies of features. If anything, I'm not entirely sure how much of that has been going on right now in the background with some of the software companies out there. So solutions where you're uploading your images and how much of those images been used for whatever case might be, right? Recurrent neural networks are designed for sequential data such as time series and natural language. They have loops that allow information to persist and be shared across different time steps. Long, short-term memory. These are specialized types of RNNs designed to capture long-term dependencies in sequential data and mitigate the vanishing gradient problem. So it's everything what I'm discussing in this video is very narrow. I'm not entirely sure how that not necessarily that's very relevant to many people up there who are struggling perhaps paying bills or something like that. But either way, let's stick with that. Let's stick with this video. Yeah, natural language processing. Deep learning has revolutionized NLP, enabling advancements in machine translations, sentiment analysis, chatbots, and more. Generative adversarial networks. GANs are a type of deep learning models that consist of generator and discriminator. They are used to tasks like image generator, style transfer, and data augmentation. Transfer learning. Deep learning models can be pre-trained on large databases and fine-tuned for specific tasks, which has significantly improved their performance and efficiency. If anything, only thing what those companies do you need is a large data. Not necessarily that data need to be sorted in a particular way. You just need a lot of data, and then they can potentially take that data and based on the number of tasks, based on the points that they can give to that data, different algorithms or AI can process that data by building anything or whatever they might be interested in building. So there's a lot of potential there. People out there who are interested in learning more, I have published a book. In this book, I'm sharing a lot of information for people out there who are interested in business, everything related to business. Perhaps if you currently are looking to do a lot of research to understand different areas, different industries, and where to begin when launching your own first business, as well as you already perhaps got a running business, as well as if you got the capital to invest in different businesses. There's a lot of information to whatever stage you might find yourself in. Within this book, I'm sharing a lot of my own observations about the market and where the markets are shifting, where everything is moving, perhaps in the next 5 to 10 years. To be very accurate with that, you can find this in the description below, as well as top retailers has it. I have done so much work within this book. I'm really proud of it. I'm looking to share with as many people as possibly can. Deep learning has a tremendous success in various fields, and it continues to advance with ongoing research and practical applications. It has been a driving force behind many AI breakthroughs, such as self-driving cars, medical image analysts, so where not necessarily a person would need to go to college and study for 8 years or something similar to that, perhaps even longer, to understand some of the imaging out there, to see a tumor. AI can do perhaps even better, if not the same work. So with self-driving cars, perhaps there's a lot of options there, as well as perhaps self-driving or unmanned area vehicles is something that myself might be interested in. Add a neutral language understanding, so perhaps understanding language and just some of the problems that a lot of people are trying to solve. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.